Oi, pessoal! Tudo bem com vocês? Que legal, eu tô tão feliz que hoje estou até mais aguda, falando mais agudo, se é que isso é possível. Que bom que vocês estão aqui, obrigado pela companhia de vocês. Hoje é um dia muito, muito, muito especial para essa série, porque é o dia que a gente vai ter o nosso primeiro episódio International. Eu vou treinar todo o meu inglês aqui hoje com uma convidada muito maravilhosa, mas muito maravilhosa. Primeiro, eu queria contar para vocês que a gente está estreando hoje aqui, a primeira vez, na transmissão simultânea, YouTube e Facebook. Eu tenho aqui, consigo ver aqui os chats de todo mundo, mas Thiago está no backstage para me ajudar. Então, vocês podem mandar as perguntas de vocês em português, não tem problema, não se preocupem. Thiago vai ajudar na tradução aí, se precisar. Talvez vocês consigam já ativar aí as legendas no YouTube ou no Facebook automaticamente. Eu vou tentar falar um pouco mais devagar para as legendas darem conta aí, mas se você não conseguir colocar as legendas, não se desespere. Assim que o Facebook consegue consegue computar todo esse vídeo, ele demora uma horinha depois que a gente terminar, as legendas vão aparecer automaticamente lá. Daí você pode também voltar lá e assistir algum pedaço que você perdeu depois, ou então vai perguntando aí no chat, que a gente vai contando para vocês e falando várias coisas. Então eu vou contar para vocês da minha convidada maravilhosa, que está aqui no camarim, não está comendo canapés e tomando champanhe, porque ela não entendeu essa piada que eu acabei de contar. Então eu não vou fazer, eu vou deixar a piada para semana que vem, meu convidado em português. Vou chamar ela aqui e eu leio o currículo dela para vocês. Com vocês, com todo o meu carinho, amor e admiração, Dr. Tina Huynh! Hey, Tina!
Hi, Vivian.
Thank you so much for being here with me, for accepting my invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, nice. So I'm going to read your curriculum, right? I'm going to tell everybody, oh, my goodness, there's 2 pages of curriculum here. So I'm gonna do some small part here just to everybody knows what you have been doing on your academic life. A Tina, olha só, ela tem 2 graduações. Ela se graduou na California State University, Long Beach, num bacharelado de educação musical e também num bacharelado de artes em francês. Je m'appelle Claude. Do you know that joke, right?
Yeah. I do.
Esse é o meu francês para a Tina, maravilhoso. Então, ela é certificada no ensino Kodali, nível 1. Ela fez um mestrado em música e um doutorado em artes musicais, na educação musical, os 2 na USC, University of Southern California. Ela foi orientanda da Dr. Hilary, da doutora Beatriz Hilary, que já esteve aqui com a gente nessa série. Tina fez tantas coisas como educadora, ela já ensinou em muitas escolas, ela já deu aulas, muitos workshops, ela também escreveu um livro, ela vai contar para a gente um pouco sobre o livro dela, ela já tocou muito, ela é instrumentista. Eu adoro a Tina, I just said that I love you.
Oh, I love you too. Thank you so much.
So I'm gonna just explain to everyone that how we met each other.
Okay.
A Tina, ela estava lá na USC fazendo o doutorado dela com a professora Beatriz Hilary, e a gente tem uma amiga em comum, uma amiga nossa que foi para os Estados Unidos também para estudar na mesma universidade. Elas acabaram dividindo o apartamento por um tempo, e nós ficamos amigos da Tina. Isso foi em 2015, 2016. E depois, a gente voltou para os Estados Unidos para o doutorado sanduíche do Thiago, em 2018, com a Helena. E eu e a Tina fomos em várias escolas de música com a Helena, assim, com a desculpa de levar a Helena para assistir aulas de música e, enfim, conhecer o trabalho dela. Então, é uma pessoa que eu tenho um carinho muito grande. Ela trabalha hoje como professora na Universidade de Puget Sound, em Tacoma, Washington. So, Tina, tell us, how does your music life started? Is your family musical family? Do you have, your parents are players, instruments? They play instruments? Tell us about it.
Well, that goes back a long time, huh? From the very beginning. So neither of my parents play musical instruments. And when I was young, I was about 5 or 6. My parents wanted me to take piano lessons. They thought it would be good. My dad worked with someone, and his coworker said, "Oh, you should have your daughter take piano lessons. It'll be good for her." So he thought, okay. So that's how it started. Is they bought me a used piano, and I just started playing, and I could not get off the piano. I really loved it. So I was playing it all the time, and I was exploring it, I would kind of, because it was an upright. And so I was a little girl, and you can't see inside, right? So I got on the chair, and I wanted to see inside. So I lifted it up so I can see all the strings inside. That I fell. So I fell down and I broke my finger.
My goodness, it was really a bad accident.
So I did that one time. That's my only broken finger. But that's I learned my lesson, and I was very careful the next time I
will take care of Elena.
Yeah, I'm very be careful there. She's a curious one. But yeah, that's how it started. And I think my parents always loved music, but they never had the opportunity to play music. And I do remember that my mom told me when my parents were refugees from Vietnam and moved to the United States. And so my mom, when she fled Vietnam, she first landed in Italy, and she was staying at a monastery. And she said every morning the nuns would wake up and they would play music, and she would lay in bed and she thought, oh, it's so beautiful. The piano, so beautiful. I wish my daughter would play when I have a daughter. So that's probably why I played piano first, because they both, really loved music, and my mom really loved the piano.
And how about your brothers and sisters? They are playing also? They play music also?
Oh, my sister took piano lessons as well, but she decided to change paths. And so she went into healthcare. And I just happened to stick along with the path, and I picked up the flute, and then I started playing saxophone, but I ended up playing flute all the way, and I still play flute today.
Oh, that's nice. And when you start your Bachelor of Music and Music Education at California State University, you already knew that you want to be a teacher?
Oh, which university? You mean at the very beginning?
Yeah.
College? Yeah, I was teaching when I graduated from high school. Actually, before I graduated from high school, my piano teacher said, "Tina, you're going to teach for me." She didn't even ask me. She said, "You're going to teach for me." I said, "Okay." So I was already teaching in high school in my last year. And then when I went into music in college, at the university, that just kind of was natural. So I loved to play, but I also was already teaching, and I loved to teach.
Yeah, but now you are not, okay, you are now teaching at university, but I know that you love to teach kids, right? Yeah. So you are not also, you are teaching piano, not piano for the kids, right? Music education classes, is that right?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't teach piano. Actually, you know what? I have one piano student that I see on Saturdays. 10. Oh, he's keeps my life fresh. He's so wonderful. So yeah, I do teach one piano student right now, but at the university, I teach music education courses. So, college age students, undergrads and graduates who are wanting to teach music in the public schools.
Okay, but right before you got to the Puget Sound University, you were teaching you're teaching kids, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then how was for you? Like, do you think that because you were a piano player, you were a better music education teacher, and because you were a music education teacher, you were a better piano teacher? Do you think that those areas, they got together and make you a better teacher?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, teaching piano, oftentimes you're sitting and the focus is completely the piano, but then having the music education background, with like general music with Orff and Kodai and Dalcroze, I incorporated movement into the piano lessons as well. So, okay, let's get up and let's dance and, let's move around. And then we come back to the piano, because certain things like the beat and rhythm, it's best when it's in your whole body, right?
Oh my goodness, it's the same thing that we said here. And that's amazing to see that you were going, the teacher eye makes difference for your student. When you get out of your instrument for a little bit, brings that music to your body, and then gets back to the instrument, so everything's complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And tell us about your book, because you had a book, right?
Sure. Yeah, I have a book. It's not published yet, but hopefully it will be published soon. And the book is a collection of 10 Vietnamese children's songs. So I chose 10 songs that I thought would be really good for kids in the US, for both Vietnamese American kids, but also all kids, in the United States who would be interested in learning music, or for Vietnamese kids and their parents who are interested in continuing the practice of singing Vietnamese children's songs, or even learning new songs, because some of these songs are some young Vietnamese American kids may not even know these songs. So there's that. But then I also made it accessible to teachers who want to teach these songs and learn about the culture and the language, and teach it to other kids who may not be Vietnamese.
And who's when your book is going to be available for us?
Oh, I don't know yet, but I will let you know.
Okay, so you have to prepare an ebook or send some books to Brazil, because we want the books, but also we want you here to teach us that songs and that culture and everything. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's great. So I just had one question here for you. It's in Portuguese, but I will translate and I will show you on the screen, because you know the person who did that question for you.
Oh, Louise.
Yes, Luis is here. Hi, Luis.
Hi, Louise.
And he said that you did arrangement for Tico Tico no Fubá for flute. Then he thinks that it's really nice. And he's asking, what is your relationship with Brazilian music?
Oh, well, I love all types of music from diverse cultures, of course. But I think that Tico Tico, it's what's not to love. It's fun, it's fast, I've heard it with the first time I heard it was a duo with the two, maybe you've seen it with the two guitarists, or no, I think it's one guitarist and it's a couple and they're playing on the guitar. So I think one is like plucking while the other one's fingering.
Oh yeah, I know, they are hugging each other.
Yes, yes.
Right, I know what it
so
is.
amazing. So that's
I'm gonna
heard.
Yeah. Let me do a pause here. É um vídeo maravilhoso, gente, que tá no YouTube. Eu vou colocar para vocês aqui na descrição do vídeo depois, que é um casal, eles são casados mesmo, e eles estão abraçados, e um toca uma parte, outro toca a outra, no mesmo violão. Eu vou deixar o vídeo aqui depois para vocês. I know which video you are talking about, so I'm gonna put it here on the video description after our live, and then everybody can see it, because it's wonderful. I know what it is.
Yeah, it's so fun, and it's amazing how the couple worked so well together. So that was just really amazing. Then I heard the guitarist with the singer, and then I heard the orchestral version. And so I thought, this is so fun. So Mike and I just put together the duo, and it was just, just for fun. But yeah, I love Brazilian music, and Brazilian influences in jazz, and of course Luis's band. I shared that album, his second album, with his band's second album with my students, and they love it. So there's some new fans.
Yeah, that's nice, Luis. You earn some money. You have to give some money to Tina to right, for the advertisement. But Tina, tell me again about your song, your book, and your songs, and why you decide to collect that songs to do your book, to your Vietnamese songs. It's because your family, right? But some all the songs that you collect are are you familiar with that songs, all of those, or but some of those are new songs and you are asking for help to collect that songs?
Oh yeah, some of those songs I knew from my childhood because my mom sang them to me when I was little, like the cat song and the elephant song. They're children's songs, so they're all about
Mhm.
animals. And then as I did more research, I discovered these new songs, and they were really good. So I thought, I'll put these in too. So some of them are older, and some of them are more contemporary, but they're still children's songs, and they still have the theme of childhood, nature, happiness, and morality or morals, respect to your parents, those kind of things.
Yeah. Do you were born in LA, right? In
I
USA?
was
Or
born in the US. I was born in Southern California.
okay. And so how the Vietnamese community are organized there? There's a huge community, a small community. How was that?
Yeah, so I was born in Orange County, and in Orange County, there's an enclave of Vietnamese folks who started off as refugees coming into the U.S. in 1975, and then forward. But that particular area of Orange County, it is a city in Orange County called Westminster, and Westminster has an enclave called Little Saigon. So Little Saigon, it has the most Vietnamese population outside of Vietnam.
Wow.
Yeah, so I grew up in that area. So, all the storefronts in that neighborhood were all in Vietnamese. Everybody speaks Vietnamese in the, restaurants and in the stores. So I was surrounded by the Vietnamese culture growing up.
That's nice. That's really nice. And then that's why you decided to collect that songs and bring that. Is that a piano songs, or you just wrote the melodies on the book?
It's just the melody. I wanted to make it look very simple and digestible for the kids, so that they don't get overwhelmed. So they can play the melody on the piano, or they could play it like on a soprano recorder, or they could play it on violin, like very typical instruments that kids learn.
And do you have music education or music instrument classes on your school? Not your piano classes, but for during your high school, or even though before like primary school, do you have music classes?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like in a regular school,
Uh-huh.
do you have music there? Like, do you have a
Oh,
music teacher, and music classes?
yes. And it depends on the school, and it depends on, the area, like the region.
Mhm.
So you could have a school that has music for kids of all ages, from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. Or you could have schools that select specific grades to have music for the kids. So like only kindergarten, 4th and 5th grade. Some schools don't have music at all. So it really depends. It's very different everywhere you go.
And on your childhood, do you have it?
In my childhood, I did have music classes, and I remember singing. Yeah, I remember singing. One of the songs that I loved the most, and this was kindergarten. We all stood up in a circle, and the teacher was in the middle, and we sang, "The green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around. There was a something," and the song goes. It's like a circular song. You keep
Yeah.
adding, and the story goes on and on. And it's so fun. So that's like one of my first musical memories, but I loved it.
Oh, that's nice. And yes, it's nice because here in Brazil, we don't have music classes in schools, in public schools, for example. Like, Brazil is a huge country, so we cannot say like nobody has any music classes. But most of our public schools, we don't have music classes. We don't have music teachers, but we have some art teachers that teach music. And sometimes we have the other teachers, they want to teach music and they use music also, but we don't have that that kind of progressing learning music, like you started on kindergarten, first grade, and you don't have that continuation. I things like that. So that I think that makes difference when you grow up, that your idea about music education, because you don't, most of us, we don't live there, live that situation to try it and to understand what it is for our students. So we are there just being teachers, not being students. So I think that makes difference, right? When you live and you tried before, and then after that you were back there at school being a teacher. So you know what to do. You know, not exactly what to do, but you know how that feels.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you know how it feels. And I think I could say something similar about dance here. So there aren't like dance teachers, you know, it's very rare to have dance teachers in the schools. But I think music is more common to have music teachers here than to have dance. And without that, you know, it's like, well, the kids don't have that experience, so they don't know what it's like.
Yeah, we think that here we have visual arts teachers, like the most are visual arts teachers, but
Oh, yeah.
not music teachers or drama teachers or even
Yeah.
dance teachers. Yeah. So we had another question here. It's Tiago's question. He said, once I had the opportunity to hear you talking about the Vietnamese culture around Los Angeles. Would you share something about that with us?
Yeah, sure. I can say, in general, Los Angeles is so diverse. You know, there are so many different ethnicities that live in Los Angeles, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about being in a big city, is that you get to meet all sorts of different people. But in the city itself, you know, there are different areas that you go to. So, you know, different neighborhoods that you would go to that have like Japantown, for example. So they call it Little Tokyo, and then Little Armenia. You know, there's a neighborhood there, lots of Little Ethiopia, and now there isn't like a Little Saigon in Los Angeles, but there are like Vietnamese restaurants and things like that. Like pho restaurants, you know, things like that. But you'll see it all mixed in with everything else, with all sorts of, you know, different types of restaurants everywhere. So it's not really an enclave in Los Angeles like it is in Orange County, where it's an entire neighborhood.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about your work at university, at your Puget Sound University. So there you are teaching adults that are being prepared to be music teachers, right?
Yes.
What do you think that is the most difficult thing to teach for a future teacher?
Oh, I don't know.
That's the $1 million question.
You know, I do know what it is, especially difficult right now because we're all online. And, you know, the personal experience, obviously, there's nothing like that, like being in the class and dancing, moving, singing, and being together, you know, in a joyful place and experiencing it live together. But, you know, the energy, or you can't really get that same energy. But I think probably the hardest thing is like reacting in real time to classroom management or behavior, you know, things that you cannot predict. That's just certain things like that. It's just, you know, you never know what a student will say or do that will surprise you. So I think it's like, well, I can't prepare you for everything, like every response, right? So I think that's probably it, is the spontaneous moments.
Oh, and your students, they're going to go for practices, right? Or sometimes they're going to some practice at school, and at university they have to go to specific classes. Like you have to go to kindergarten. Everybody have to go to first grade, or they can choose the grade that they want to be.
Oh, you know, it's dependent on the schedules because their schedules are so busy. So sometimes it's like, I only have, you know, these 2 hours I can go. And so then I pair them up with a teacher, and whatever the teacher happens to be teaching is what they're going to see. So, you know, it's kind of chance. It just depends on what they can fit into their day. So it could be fifth grade, fourth grade, or it could be first and second, or, you know, You never really know what it is. And the teacher schedule might change from year to year too. So it's not something that I can always predict.
Okay. Here at my university, they have to go to first, they can go one semester from first to fifth grade, and then they have to go next semester to sixth to ninth grade, and the other semester for high school. So we don't have any kind of train. Can I call trainee?
Yeah.
Internship, right?
We say well, we say student teaching, and I was talking about my undergraduates who are getting their first experience in a classroom. They only go in for 2 hours a week, but for the ones who are getting their certification, they're in their student teaching is when they're in full time. And so, yeah, they have to have the elementary experience, and then they have to have the secondary experience.
Yeah, I'm also talking
about the grades.
I'm also talking about the undergraduate, and then they go, but they don't have to go. Like the university doesn't say that you should go to early childhood music education classes, for example. So they left the university without that experience with the early childhood, and so that's not. So we are there with our flag saying music education in early childhood. Everybody must come. Let's go. So we're trying to show them that this is a really it's a huge job field, and they need good teachers and things like that, because we're not they're not getting prepared at university. So we don't have lots of universities that are preparing them for early childhood. So
yes, it's so true. Yeah, we don't have that for the most part. We don't have early childhood preparation, and I really wish we did. It's an important part, it really is a huge part, and it's a different type of teaching. It's a totally different energy, and the way you teach the activities and the songs that you choose, everything is really different. So I really do wish that we could do that as well. And maybe we will, someday.
Yeah. I saw a video of a USC video of you saying about your book, and it's really nice. And you were asked about what grade you prefer to teach, and you said that you love to teach kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
You still love to teach kindergarten?
Oh, I do. I do.
Yeah.
They're so cute. They're so small, and everything is like the first experience.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun. It's
and
so
what do you think about that double life that you have, like teaching kindergarten and teaching undergraduate students to teach kindergarten? Do you think that makes you a different teacher, like better teacher, because you can say, oh, I was there, I like to be there, and I want to show you things that I can prove that work?
Yeah, I think, it is very useful, and the students see it too. The university students, they see it. And I think what's really funny is when I teach them elementary methods of teaching, they get so excited. So it's like they become kids, like, oh, I love this. So it's really great, to be able to see joy in them, even though they're, older.
Yeah, I'm also the teacher for the young ones. Like I prefer pre-K and nursery.
Yeah.
But I'm also teaching those both levels. And then I think that being a university teacher, teaching undergraduate students makes me better nursery teacher.
Yeah.
And teaching young kids makes me better university teacher, because we're like, in sometimes there's here in Brazil, there's some kind of level that said that it's an invisible thing that says that university teachers are better than kindergarten teachers. And so that's not true at all, because it's different kind of energy. It's different kind of talking and body movements. And so they get together. And then I think I'm a better teacher because I have those both different experiences.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think when you're in university, you get to think about the bigger picture, the societal impact of the institutions, and you can see K through 12, and you get to kind of look at the patterns of teaching and the systems, the approaches, and really think about it, ways to be creative or innovative, and or thinking about the issues that surround music education. But then when you're actually teaching, then you get that on the ground experience that is like, well, this is how you respond to kids, and this is how you need to pace your lessons, and and here's what the kids will respond to. So yeah, I think that it's very different from each other, and they inform each other, and neither is better than the other because they're both very different skill sets.
Exactly. So I have more questions here for you. It's another one in Portuguese. It's from Mariana. Hi, Mariana. And he's asking, what's this actual scenery in the United States for Brazilians that want to keep studying, Brazilians that want to study in the United States? Do you think it's easy for foreigners to go in at university?
Oh, that's interesting. So Mariana is interested in perhaps studying in the U.S.?
Yeah, I think so, because she studies here in Brazil, in our city. She's a music education student here. She's doing her undergraduate. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I think the universities are very welcoming to international students. They really welcome all different types of learners, and it depends also on the university, because some universities have the means to support students internationally. So they're like, yeah, come, please apply and please come, So I think all universities in general like to have a diverse set of students, and so to have international students, it brings a different point of view and a different kind of information, different background that everybody can learn from.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have international students at your classes now?
My own classes, no, but I do know that in the university there are international students.
That's nice. That's the first thing that I said to my students ever. Study English. You have to study English. I'm going to translate that. É isso que eu falo para vocês o tempo todo. Estudem inglês, estudem outra língua. Vocês têm que saber outra língua. Não adianta, assim, eu acho super legal, eu quero, assim, que isso que a Tina trouxe, assim, todo mundo é bem-vindo, e eu tenho certeza disso, mas a gente tem que saber outra língua. Então, obrigada, Mariana, pela sua pergunta, porque foi incrível para a gente reforçar isso. Tem que estudar outra língua, tem que saber outra língua, com certeza. And Tina, I'm not sure that you know that, but do you know how much the dollar is now costing for us?
Oh, I think, did you say maybe 5?
Not anymore, 6 today.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's it. It's really expensive for an international student to go, like, converting money from Brazil. Now it's like 6 times more, right? Yeah. So I had another comment here for you. It's from Raquel. Raquel, it's one of my colleagues. She works with me at my school. Hi, Raquel. Thank you. And she said that this is the thing that she missed at her job and her life. Teachers with experience and that really know about the field to talk about that at university. So this is one of those things that we are discussing before, because, we had lots of teachers here that are teaching at university, but they never, ever put her toe in a classroom. So they were teaching about classroom because they read in the books, they watched seminars, and they never were there to say, how was it? And I felt that, I experienced that. So this is the comment about it. So yeah, it's different, right?
Oh, absolutely. It makes a difference. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like personal experience, actual teaching experience to share with your university students. It's so true. Yeah, you can't, that's definitely something you cannot teach from a book, that personal experience. And I saw the comment, wash hands.
Wash hands, you know what it is? It's a clapping hands, but it's an emoticon. It's an emoji. And then what's wash hands? I think it's clapping. But it makes sense, right? like that. Tiago, do more comments about it, that we need to form professionals that understand that learning music in childhood, and professionals that understand how to teach music in early childhood. But for that, we need teachers with experience, field experience. I think that's the word. We had another question. It's still, they are commenting that idea. This is Brenda. Brenda, one of my students. Now she's my colleague also. And she said that she had that lack of experience at the undergraduate. I don't have any opportunity of being with the early childhood. And today I work with that age, and I miss so much. I feel that I have some difficulty to adapt myself because I don't have that experience. So
Yeah.
sometimes you go to the job, like you go to a school and then you were there for the very first time, and you have, oh my goodness, what do I do?
Yes, absolutely. And that's going to be a very common issue for this next year, because we have students right now who are training, but they're online. Everything is online. We don't meet in class. So it's, and in the spring, if we don't meet in person again, and our university students don't get the opportunity to work with kids in real time, then they could potentially graduate without ever having classroom experience. And that's going to be a lot of people throughout the world who are, training to be teachers. But I think that, it will be difficult, but everybody's first year is difficult. And you always learn through experience. So I think even if you don't get that experience in the university, you'll have to get it. And eventually you will get it, and then eventually it'll be fine. But, it is something that I worry about with, everybody who's studying online right now.
How is working for you guys, the student teaching experience? Is it working online or it's not working?
It's so different. Yeah. I mean, of course, performance, it's just not happening, there's, some teachers are doing like solo work for the kids. So, but no, ensemble, there's no ensemble really. I mean, it's just,
and your students, they are not teaching online right now, like for student teaching, like that experience, they are not teaching online, or are they?
They are. Right now they just started. So they're doing little things like leading small activities, but they're all online activities, or like vocal warm-ups they're leading, things like that. But a lot of it is different, like note reading exercises, or listening to music. But the performance aspect is definitely hurting.
Yeah, most difficult, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we had also the problem that not everybody has internet.
Oh, yeah.
So most of our kids, they don't have internet. It's not most of it. Most of it in Brazil, I said. Yeah. But because there's or they just have the cell phones. So it's not enough to open the video, and sometimes a family has 3, 4, or 5 kids and just mom's cell phone. It's not enough. Yes. Or mom's computer, and mom's still working on the computer. So we are dealing with lots of things now, that because our schools are still closed. And then we are dealing with that, like with the big hole that opens between poor and rich. Now, this is the biggest thing here in Brazil. It's like material, right?
Oh, yeah, we're dealing with that as well. Yeah, definitely. Students without internet, without computers or laptops, or just one for the whole family. So yeah, there are definitely all those issues about inequity are very clear now.
Even though that lots of problems, I think that people are making more music now, because they are here in Brazil. We're still isolated. We're still at home with no schools, so families are making music with their kids and playing and having fun. Do you think that music teachers and music classes in general will be more like recognized after all of this?
Oh, I hope so. I think at the very beginning, for us back in March, I remember that many people turned to music and students. They were frustrated. They couldn't, as far as their academic work, and what brought them relief and consolation was to play their instrument. So I did hear a lot about people turning to music during that time of frustration, and they probably are still now too, even though we've been how many months now, 7, 8 months now, but I do think that it's still an outlet for relaxation, to just get away from the screen, to get away from everything that's happening that is stressful.
Oh my, that's true. We had another question here that we just answered before, but I'm gonna I'm gonna show it again. This is Sila, one of my students and colleague at university also. He asked about your book, your Vietnamese student song book. Are you planning to do an ebook also?
Yeah, I think so, because that would be the best way to get the book around. It would be nice to have the hard copy. I imagine it so that kids can have something to hold on to, which I think is very important for them. You can also put it on the piano, or on a music stand, and with an ebook version, you'll carry it around and share it with people. And internationally, it'll be more easily available as an ebook. So yeah, definitely. So I will let you know when that happens.
Okay, Sila, we just talked about it before, and about her book. It's not ready yet, but we're waiting for it. And are you planning to have some CD? I think CD is not so modern now. I think are you planning to have on a playlist on Spotify with that song?
Yeah, there are recordings. Yeah, we have recordings that are ready to go, and we'll make them available online too as a download, so that will work out. But also the CD, because some people prefer CDs still, so we'll make it available any way we can. And
My goodness.
yeah, whatever is the best, for easiest for people to access. And one side is in Vietnamese, with the melody, with the notes, and the other side is the translation in English.
That's great.
Maybe we can translate it to Portuguese for you too.
Wow, I love that idea. Count on me. Okay, my English is not the best one, but I will try hard.
Yeah, you're amazing at English. You're really good.
I just pretend and you believe me. Oh my, Tina. We had another. Oh yeah, Brenda said that what do I do was exactly my reaction the first.
What do I do?
Yeah, it was my reaction too. But you know what? I was 15 when I thought for the very first time. I was with the babies in my guitar, and I was playing, singing and playing, and they are just crawling around. They are not looking at me, and I was so frustrated. And then I got home and I said, Mom, what do I do? They don't even look at me. And then I started to study about it, because about the babies and music, teaching music, because I was so young. And I think that, okay, my guitar, I'm playing, I don't know what, even it was not a child song, it was, I don't know. And then they are not paying attention. So what do I do? I think it's the most askable question ever for a teacher for the very first time, even though you are experienced, you're new school, new kids, new environment. So don't worry, Brenda, you're gonna be fine. I'm not pretty sure that you are fine now. We had another comment here from Lucas. Hi, Lucas. My professional experience most satisfactory was teaching music at the what the grade that comes before nursery, Tina? Toddlers? Before babies. He's saying babies, but I'm not pretty sure the name of the.
Oh, like daycare.
Yeah, daycare. That's it. So my most satisfactory professional experience was teaching music for daycare, and then I could see the same kids giving their first steps and saying their first words.
Oh, wonderful. No,
Look at
that's so special. Those are the very first experiences. Yeah, That's wonderful.
It's really nice when I saw men teachers that are getting those feeling that for us that we are women, it's like more natural. It's not natural, but we think it's kind of, okay, you're seeing the first words, but they hope that you are woman and then you're supposed to be a mother one day and things like that, and they think it's natural. But it's so nice to see a man that's saying that's really nice, right? To see the first steps, first words, and recognizing some songs and things like that. That's great, Lucas. And let's see. Okay, Tiago. I'm paying Tiago to ask questions, you know. Okay, can you tell us more about experience with the Tacoma Refugee Choir?
Sure, yeah. The Tacoma Refugee Choir is actually, even though the title of the choir is Tacoma Refugee, it's not all refugees. It's anybody who wants to support refugees, but it also has refugees in it. So it's really a collection of people in the community who are there to support refugees and kind of create a place for them to feel safe through music, you know, to sing together. And now that we're, you know, online and everything, the Tacoma Refugee Choir still meets weekly to get together and sing songs online. It's obviously not the same, but we still keep it going. You know, it's still going strong. So that's really nice. It's a good way to connect with people weekly and through music, and, you know, just feel like we're still together, you know, as a community, and just feel like we're there for each other. And you know what sometimes is fun, I think, is the singing is fun, obviously, but what's so special is, you know, when people bring in food, they're like, oh, I've just brought in some food today. Oh yeah, you know, I remember. So like one day it'll be like cupcakes, and then someone else brings tamales, and then another day, you know, someone brought soup, and you know, it gives a real good sense of community because we're there. And it's not just like show up and sing and leave, you know, it's show up and how are you? And, you know, hug each other and share food with each other, sing together. Yeah. So it's a great space to be. And it is a really positive space, I think.
And what is making music if not those experiences, right? Together, make music with someone that you don't even know, and then in a few songs, in a few meetings that you were like, hi my friend, I missed you, and that's making music, right? That's really nice.
Yeah, and the choir is so welcoming. Everybody is so kind. So, you know, you can walk in and be anybody who is interested in singing, whether you're a refugee or not, and everybody makes you feel comfortable. So I think that's something that's very special about the choir.
Is it just for adults?
It is for mostly adults are in there, but there is a teenager, and I've seen a few kids join. And actually, that choir director, her name is Erin Gwinnett. She decided to open another choir for young people. So she has like 100 teenagers and adolescents who are singing. So it's really great because I think now there's a second space for people to sing and to feel together, and it's a space for the youth.
Nice. That's really nice. So, Tina, we're just going for our ending.
Okay.
I don't want it. I just want to ask you if you can give a piece of advice for our students, our undergraduate students, and our teachers that just finished university. They are now teaching in it, experiencing that new life. What kind of advice you can give them, like for teaching and kids and music? What do you think?
I would say, oh, there's so many things to say. There's so many. I was like, which one should I say? There's so many pieces of advice I could give, but I think one of the most important things is to be reflective. You know, at the end of a lesson or at the end of the day or even at the end of the week, to think about what happened and how you can make it better, and to write it down, and then improve upon it for the next time. I think because we're teachers and we're also learners, and teaching is like a lifelong process, right? It's continuous, and we're always learning new things to apply to our lessons. But we have to reflect about what we did so that we can get better at it.
Do you know, I think I told you, but do you know that that series, that lives that I've been doing for a few weeks, that we call reflective music education.
Oh,
so, that's perfect. You know, Tina, you are the most Brazilian American that I ever met. Really. Like we are.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's true, because we didn't discuss before what kind of questions I'm going to ask you or things like that, but you were saying exactly the same things that me and Tiago and also our friends, we are discussing and talking about. The teacher needs to be reflective, the teacher needs to be a learner, and take your look at your kids. Look more than just take a look. Needs to be more than that. Music is more than just reading music and learning how to do quarter notes. It's more the community sense. So, my goodness, you checked all my list of good teacher, good teacher, good teacher, good teacher. Oh,
thank you. Oh, and I will tell you one more thing that I think you'll be very happy about, and Deborah knows as well. You know, we both know Deborah. I've been trying my very best to be really good at making pão de queijo.
Really? How is it like having fun with that? Is he enjoying that or not?
Oh yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's very fun. I'm not good at it yet, I have to say. So I keep on trying, but it's the flour. You know, we don't have the right flour, so I'm looking for the right flour.
Have you tried the Brazilian one Deborah gave you, or you just tried that American one?
Oh yeah, I tried the one Deborah gave me, and I think that was the first time I tried it, and I loved it so much.
So Tiago just created a hashtag, and then we're put that hashtag on Twitter, and then we're gonna be the top one at Twitter soon. It's Tina in Brazil. We want you, Tina.
Yeah, Brazil, first place I'll go after COVID.
Yes, we're waiting for you. Look, Deborah send you kisses, Tina. Tina in Brazil. Yeah. Check it out. You are famous already.
No more Brazil.
No more Beyonce, just Tina. Yeah, Tiago said the same thing. It's nice to see that your musical and professional experience is so linked to your personal life and to the places that you have lived. That's so nice, Tina, because you got. I feel that you are multiple, and then you got like great things from every place that you were, and then that makes you a teacher. You were not blind teacher. You know what I mean? A blind teacher that just study Kodai and then just write about Kodai, just read about Kodai, just play Kodai, and then you are like the person that learns. You are really the teacher that learns when teaches. That's really, really nice. My goodness, I admire you so much.
Oh, thank you, Vivian. I admire you too.
Oh, thank you.
I miss you all, and
me too. That's
to see you guys soon.
Okay, you're gonna see a very nice compliment now that said Paulo Freire will be proud. It's not for everyone.
That's like a handshake, you know, a really good handshake. It's like, yeah.
No, for us Brazilians, this is a hug.
Oh yeah.
Handshake is just for you guys. You are American. You are more formal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And okay, my last question, I promise. Tell our students, my students, your students, and everybody that were watching us today. We're here. What kind of material do you think that's a good material for keep going, keep studying, and keep reading? What kind of material do you think? Like read magazines, journals, read newspaper. Don't read just Facebook. Just read your mom's recipe cookbook, or what do you think?
Oh, right now, for this specific moment, I think YouTube is really, watching everybody's videos because
And Vivian's videos.
because at the beginning of COVID, everybody went online, right? And everybody was trying to figure out how to teach online. So everybody was just at the same place, how do I do this? And everybody started putting up videos of teaching children. So I think that's very special. It's a special moment because that wasn't happening before. And, yes, the articles and magazines and journals, those are all very useful. But for right now with COVID, I think that there's so many people who are putting their teaching online for us to see. And it's such a good learning tool.
Wow, that's good, Tina. So once more, thank you so much for accepting my invitation to be here to share with us your thoughts. Was really good. I learned a lot. I really want to up that hashtag Tina come to Brazil.
I love it.
I will work hard for that. And okay, Tiago is saying that for me, let me see. Okay. He said that I'm not sure. Okay, you know NAFME, right?
Yes.
You were part of NAFME.
Yes.
And Tiago worked on a collaborative project now, and about some tips for teachers for music education and online. Do you get it? Do you know what it is?
I'm not sure that I've seen it, but I think I know what he's talking about.
I'm gonna send you that.
Okay.
Because Tiago is also presenting that next week. We're gonna have here in Brazil. How can I call that? Someone help me. Webinar. Can I call webinar?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
From our association, for our national association in Brazil, Music Education Association. And Tiago will present that material from NAFME that he works with lots of good people like Dr. Ilari, Dr. Lisa Coops, and there's lots of good teachers working about it. And we're going to present a podcast also because I'm getting famous. So we are presenting a podcast. It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do I'm going to talk that in Portuguese. Just 1 second. Pessoal, me perdi toda aqui nos palavreados. Na semana que vem, começam os encontros regionais unificados da ABEM, Associação Brasileira de Educação Musical. O Tiago vai apresentar um projeto lá, esse projeto que ele está falando aqui é um projeto colaborativo do NAFME, que é um projeto americano com outros professores, falando sobre dicas e sobre estrutura, sobre o trabalho do ensino musical online. E a gente vai apresentar também eu, Tiago, professora Angelita Bruck, da UFMG, e a professora Regiana Ville, da UFPEL. A gente vai apresentar um podcast, um curso bem legal. Então, se inscreve lá nos Encontros Unificados. Tiago, bota aí o link para a galera, se você puder, para o pessoal se inscrever, mas não vou deixar aqui na descrição do vídeo para vocês também, para vocês conhecerem. Tina, I'm just asking COVID to go away, and then you can come again. No, not come again. Again, another COVID, go away. Yeah, and then you can come. It's going to be so nice to have you here, and then we can, I can do lots of pão de queijos for you.
Oh, yeah.
I promise. Elena loves pão de queijo.
Oh, she does. Then we'll share it together.
Yeah, for sure. So there's another comment here for you. It's so nice to hear. Would love to meet you in person. Yes, Brenda. Yeah. I will arrange that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be nice, really nice. Thank you once more. I hope to see you soon. Yes. And if you, just one last question, I promise. Is your thesis online?
It is, yeah. I'm not sure if it's accessible to the public, but I know that it is available online through ProQuest.
ProQuest? Okay, I'm gonna get. I'm gonna check it out, and then if it's available, I will let it here for everyone that wants to read about your work. And then can I put it here also your Wix website?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Thank
you so much. Thank you. Obrigada, gente. Semana que vem tem mais. Às 9, tô aqui Sou muito chique mesmo. Obrigada pela companhia de vocês. Bye, bye!